Are you a tiny toy helicopter?
Is that what it sounds like?
Yeah.
No, not at all. I was either a boomerang being thrown and then coming back, or an electric current getting up for the day and then realizing it was still sleepy and going back to bed. I'm going to let you decide.
I like the second one.
Here we go.
Yeah. Hi, everybody.
Hello. That's Caitlin Cook.
Hi, that's Sean Patton.
That's who we are.
And you're listening to 5 Words, the podcast.
Yes.
Do you want to?
You do it. You're better.
All
You're
right.
getting good at this.
This is the podcast where we like stories. We have on a guest. They're going to tell us a story, but before they tell the story, they give us 5 keywords from the story. And then we take those 5 keywords and what we know about our guest, and we try and attempt to figure out and tell the story that we think it's going to be. And then the guest tells us the real story.
Yeah. Now, sometimes the real story is the story we guessed.
Because we're very good at guessing.
Sometimes you just have to listen to the same story twice in a row from 2 different
It's good
sides.
podcasting.
Which is not, I mean, yes, it is good podcasting.
Podcasting.
But also not true because we never seem to guess the story just exactly how it is.
I mean, I'm going to have to say, if we ever guess it exactly, that's the final episode of the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Deal. I'm making that deal with you.
Yeah.
And with the audience. So that means we're either going to do 1 more episode
Yeah.
or 1,000 more episodes.
Yes.
Either way, I think it's fucking great.
Yeah.
I'll keep doing it. I hope we have to do 1,000 more.
I do too. You know what? I don't know
That's
if we've
what I
ever
wanna do.
told guests
1,000 more.
how this game started. But it's just, I mean, I don't even know how it started, but before it became a podcast,
Yeah, we
this
just
was
did it at
something we
bars.
would do when someone was like, I have the craziest story. And we'd be like, wait.
Yeah.
Tell us 5 keywords. And then we'd make some shit up.
We started doing this at the Stand Comedy Club in New York.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say this
old-
feels like something that would just randomly have popped into your head that you then started doing.
But I remember doing it at the Stand, the old Stand in New York on 3rd Avenue, not the new one on 16th, which is a great one. You should check that one out when you can.
Yeah.
But we started doing it there. And speaking of the Stand, great comedy club.
Great comedy club.
Our guest this week is one of the higher ups at a different comedy club
Yeah,
in
at a
New
different
York.
great comedy club in New York.
But also a fantastic, amazing, wonderful comedy club.
Yes.
Arguably the best in the country.
I'd say arguably the best in the world.
Yeah, the comedy cellar.
It's the epicenter of New York comedy.
And her name is Liz Furiati.
Yes.
And you may have heard her before because aside from just running a comedy club, she was also one of the people on the Keeping Joe podcast with Phil Hanley, Joe Mackey, and Sam Morrill.
Yeah.
Liz Furiati was on that podcast for a while. She's fucking... The reason I wanted to have her on is because, she manages a comedy club. She's awesome. She's as a comedian, you also need great people running the clubs.
You absolutely do.
And they need to get it.
They really need, and she really fucking does. Like, I would say
gets it.
anyone that's ever performed at the Comedy Cellar or has wanted to and has been there knows Liz and is either terrified of her or is like, oh, she's great. She's a badass bitch.
Either terrified or in awe.
Yeah.
You don't just have people who know Liz. They're like, oh yeah, Liz is cool. You're like, they're like, oh, Liz, dude, is she here?
Yeah.
Because if she's here, I've either got to run and hide or take a knee.
As someone
and hail the queen
that used to run and hide, and has now taken the knee, I get it.
No, Liz is fantastic, and she not only understands community,
yes, but also comedy.
But also comedy. She not only gets comedy, but she's also just a great fucking person.
I'm now trying to think of other words that start with COM. Communion. She understands communion.
She understands communion, comedy, and communication, Commodores, condors, conquistadors.
Now we're just...
And
that's
computers.
Not even COM anymore.
Actually, if Liz understands all those things I just named, she's doing all right in life, and I bet she gets at least 90% of those.
Absolutely.
The one I'm thinking she probably doesn't know that well are condors. They are extinct. Or are they? I'm not even sure. Either way, Liz Furiati, she's fantastic, and she's got a really fucking great story. She grew up in Miami. It's a great fucking story.
It's a great story.
So give it a listen, and you get a little insight into running one of the best clubs in the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, I just wanted to plug, I haven't done this in a couple episodes, but I wanted to plug our Instagram. That's where we sort of promote anything that's going on with the podcast.
Absolutely.
That's 5 Words Podcast. And also our YouTube channel, where if you don't listen to podcasts in a normal podcast app way,
Yeah.
we also have all of these Zoom filmed episodes
Yeah.
and previous filmed episodes on our YouTube channel. So go watch, go listen.
And then you can be one of us.
Yeah. Also, do you want to promote 10:33?
10:33 Friday on Twitch at Hold the Phone.
At 10:33 p.m.
10:33
Eastern
p.m.
Standard Time.
This will be our
final episode on
Twitch. So
And yeah, so definitely watch it. It's going to be super fun, and we'll let you guys know what's happening with that show in the future.
Yes.
And then also, Good God is tonight, Tuesday nights, always at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's also the last week that it'll be on Twitch, but we will be moving it to a different platform and let you know about that.
turns out Twitch hates comedy. I'm just throwing that out there.
Not a big fan.
Turn out they just
It's not a very intuitive platform.
But here's the thing. Look, if I don't want to throw shade, even though I am a lot of it, like fucking Joe Montana with shade right now. But in Twitch's defense, it was just minding its own business, giving fucking gamers a platform to talk shit and watch each other play fucking hours and hours of video games, and comedians just kind of came in and tried to take it away from them. So we did try and take your platform, gamers. Sorry, you can fucking have it back because they clearly don't want us.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we're leaving Twitch.
Yeah.
Most likely, we'll probably be on YouTube or IGTV.
But
and Zoom is another platform that we've tried to take over.
Yeah, but Zoom seems to want it. Zoom seems to be like, all right, we'll work with you.
Zoom does not want musicians, but that's fine. Yeah.
But you know, we want you. And you want podcasts. So we're in the business, baby. Close the deal.
Hell yeah.
Later.
So enjoy the episode. Bye-bye. I'm going to start recording and we can just start whenever. Cool. Your dog looks adorable. We're trying to adopt right now.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. We've been trying to adopt a dog for like 6 months now. I'd say like not as active as we've been in the past month or two, but like definitely we were into it before people were like, oh, well, I can't go out. I should get a dog. Like, you've had that dog for what, 8 years?
8 years. He's 8 years old. Yeah.
Wow.
Holy shit. Do I remember random.
Yeah.
He was a puppy when you got him?
What's that?
He was a puppy when you got him?
He was like 4 months old. It was like looking for a dog and then went on Craigslist. And these people were like, we just got him purebred, papers with a microchip, all shots. They got him, had him for a month out in the Hamptons, and was like, we can't take care of him. It's too much work. Because like the wife was going back to school and the husband had like a full-time business. So just got so fucking lucky.
Yeah.
Came with everything, and he's just like the most chill piece of shit ever. It's great.
Yeah. Wait, he's got a microchip?
Yeah, he's chipped.
Now,
most dogs do these days.
Yeah, you have to like put it in.
Where is that? Where's the
It's originally it went like right in the back of his neck, but because there's so much skin, it's like shifted down to like his shoulder. So it's like back here.
That's fucking great.
Yeah.
That's probably where my microchip would end up if we all get
shift. Yeah.
Like I got chipped in the back of my neck. Now it's somewhere near my ass.
My elbow. But it's like, I don't know. It's not like he's going anywhere. You know, it's like he'll follow the food and that's about it. But he's chill.
That is, because that is the purpose of it, right? Just to know you can track
like
him.
If something happens or like, you know, you can identify him.
So then but you were saying during all of this, you've been walking him.
Yeah, we go everywhere.
Miles.
How's it in Patton right now?
Today, because it's nice out, like I went out yesterday, I met Phil Hanley, we got coffee, like the park was packed, you know, but like during the week, there's no one really on the streets, the park's really empty, like it's a ghost town. And then the minute the sun goes down at like 9 o'clock, it could be 5 a.m.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Wait, Liz, okay, so we're in Brooklyn, we're in Crown Heights, okay? Like I still have this grand vision of packing a backpack one day and walking into Manhattan, right?
Yeah.
Because also businesses are open, and if I eat all my sandwiches on the walk, I can, because I will. That's the kind of shit.
That's your
What
worry.
are you packing?
Probably. I mean, I should pack. The problem is that however many I pack, I'm going to eat. That's my stop.
Okay.
But I want to because this is something Caitlin and I have been doing. We've been taking nightly wine walks.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah, so we take these really fucking long walks around Brooklyn at night, drinking wine.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit if you're drinking. I mean, we don't do it. We drink them out of the coffee thermoses. But yeah.
Here, like bars are open and they have like to-go windows.
Yeah, there's a couple of those in our
And
neighborhood.
it's just like it's day drinking all the time. It's nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
It's like road
I
support
guess
all
we
day.
started drinking was yesterday.
Yeah, it's margaritas to go all the time.
Yeah.
What if this just revolutionizes like all cities are like New Orleans now? Because so many bars have had to survive.
Yeah.
And have had to sell to-go drinks. And then the powers that be sort of realize, like, well, I mean, I guess drinking in public's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But I don't want that to happen because I love when people go to New Orleans and they're like, I could, huh? Yeah. Liz is a massive fan of New Orleans.
I miss New Orleans so much.
Huge.
Yeah.
Branson and I literally, we just look at real estate and send each other real estate all the time.
Yeah.
That's all we do.
You
Play
see,
the lotto and like.
right.
The last time we were in New Orleans, I found this building that I was like, this would be the perfect comedy club. It had like 2 levels of a restaurant. Then there was like a 3rd level that had just been gutted that would be a perfect theater. And then there was like a 4th level penthouse suite. And I was like, let's buy it.
Dude.
I'm more like, we're going to live here and then we're going to go work at this tour company and like 2 days a week and do nothing and just walk around and hang out.
I love it.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I that's something we do a lot whenever we're in like other cities where you're just like, what if this was a fucking compound?
Yep.
But that, I don't know, like I kind of feel like yesterday, not an epiphany, but like yesterday I think was a good example in New York of what the future of this could actually look like. Because it felt like there were way more people out.
Oh, yeah.
And majority of the people, like, because it's going to get to a point where like society just can't survive like this.
It's quarantine fatigue, 100%.
Yeah.
And like there's going to be like awful shit happening behind closed doors because people are losing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's going to get worse. So like people are going to just have to start going out more. And I think that's what it'll be. Like masks are like t-shirts now. Just get used to them. They're like pants.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's also why I think like, the club will be fine because all these people are out and they're literally like, they're sitting, next to each other in the park on blankets. Like they're doing that. They're going to go out. Like they're good. They don't care.
Also like, because the guy, the head of the CDC was saying how a second wave could coincide with flu season and it would be really bad because it would just be this surge and no one would be able to tell. But like I say, when was the last time Americans gave a shit about spreading germs? You understand? Like we were like, now we're all so like, we're all so cautious of like touching and breathing in each other's shit that like, I don't know. I actually think you're going to see like a downturn in just basic influenza this year.
The flu ran through the cellar so badly in like November, December, early January. Literally, I mean, people were down between all 3 clubs.
Yeah.
I'd say 30% of the staff were out with the flu.
Wow. That's crazy.
So badly. It was insane.
What
Like,
if it was COVID and now you guys are all fucking antibodied up?
Early COVID. I mean, I hope so, in a lot of ways. Like, but I mean, these kids, like, they'd come to work and they'd be like, I'm sick, or every day I have a fever. I'm like, just go. I don't want to get sick. Get away from me. Managers, everyone.
Liz,
that's a really interesting thing that I hope changes too, is like American work ethic is like, no matter how little sleep you got or how sick you feel, you're supposed to show up to work. And I hope that fucking changes because
it has to.
Take an extra day. What if Will Vince brought back the fucking virus and spread it because he went to China in
King of China.
October.
Yes.
Yeah, he went to China in October. Will is a wonderful man. He's been on the podcast. Will Sylvince, check out his episode. He tells this really weird story about his own insecurity, and we're like, okay, cool, man. And then at the very end, he's like, oh, y'all want to hear something insane about Patrice O'Neal? And then he tells one of the greatest Patrice stories ever. But
which Patrice story?
The one about how Will he convinced Patrice. He gave Patrice a fake gift card to the video game, to GameStop. So Patrice had like $1,000 worth of shit, and the card only had like $50 on it. It was like a prank. Christ. He told him it had more, but Patrice was the
so insistent.
Yeah, she was like so hot that he was like, I don't care, I'll pay for it anyway. I just ended up buying all of it.
Yeah, Will does have the best Patrice stories, as they were roommates, so I get it.
Yeah, but he also like went to China and came back.
Patient zero.
Yeah.
And was like, Will.
Patient zero.
Yeah. And then he was also the first guy I saw, the first comedian in New York who was wearing gloves all of a sudden.
Really?
Yeah, it was Will. And you're like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I just don't want to get sick. And you're like, when I gave you shit about this a month ago, you acted like he kept doing the whole like black people can't get it. Whether or not he actually thought that, I don't know. But
Ricky I thought was like the first person that I remember that was like, nope, not happening. Not touching money, not touching cash, not signing my receipts, nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
Wouldn't even bring his own pen?
No, like I would sign his receipts for him, and then I Venmo'd him money for spots.
Wow.
Oh.
And then he was at one night, he was like, I have no cash. He's like, can you just give me $50? It was a weekend, so we had like 3 or 4 spots. So literally we took a $50 bill, doused it in Clorox wipes, both sides, and then I put it in his gloved hand.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Was this like
this was
right as it was all happening?
This was early. This was like maybe late February, early March. And he was just not having it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Because my last set there, before it all happened, not my last, but my most recent was March 8th.
Wow. Okay.
It was like a March 8th. It was a taping for the Village Underground, the Comedy Central thing.
Yeah.
And that night was like very light out. Like it was a light turnout, and it was kind of like because I think Corona was a thing, and the show was fantastic. And afterwards, we all hung out upstairs and drank whiskey. And then the next day, I got on a flight to go to fucking California. And then that like by Wednesday, it was like
that was the turn. That was that last week. It was like that Wednesday that like because I remember we were filming the show, and then as we were filming table sections, it turned out that I guess Tom Hanks tested positive, and then the NBA shut their season down.
Yeah.
And then for some reason, that just like all of a sudden the psyche of everyone went, what? The NBA is done? Click. And everyone started like getting real nervous, real quick. The staff was on edge, comedians were on edge, and then our last show was the 15th.
I remember because on the 14th, I was still in San Diego, figuring out like I was like, I'm going to be back in New York on Monday night, because at the time I was booked on St. Patrick's Day at the VU to do the summer show, the show, the Comedy Central thing. And I was like, well, they're not canceling, so I'm not. And then like and then I saw like the pictures of everyone with like their own mics with the covers. And I was like, that's going to be hilarious. Yeah. And then. And here we are, 6 weeks later. Jesus.
No, it's insane. It's insane.
So crazy. I can't believe it's May.
I know. It's a lot, but you know.
But that's but like you're saying, like it feels like, I don't know, there's just a point where, it's awful. Viruses are terrifying, but at the same time, like humans need other humans. I know people don't want to admit that. Even if you like just being like a hateful fucking bastard, you at least need other people to be around to hate on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we confronted our neighbors last night. We've never spoken to anybody in our building. And like we happened to pass them when we were coming back from the roof and just like chatted with them for a good like, what'd you say, like 20 minutes? Just because we need a human contact.
It's crazy. It's crazy. People that like, yeah, I mean, it took me a while to decompress from being surrounded by so many people so often. I mean, I was working 7 days a week for like 3 months straight. So when we started this whole thing, I was like, this is amazing. But now 6 weeks later, it's like, it's nice to go and see Phil and have coffee and hang out. And like when DeRosa gets back in the city, like I'm going to, go have a drink with him or like go see J Train and, just whatever, like people that are in the neighborhood.
Yeah, we had Jared on last week. And it was a lot of talk about candles.
It's
candles.
I mean, what he's doing is hysterical and nauseating all at the same time. It's really amazing.
Wait, what are you talking about specifically? He's
the king of quarantine. His TikTok, I want to shoot him, but I can't stop watching.
Oh my God, I haven't seen this
a virtual happy hour this week, which he sent me the link to, and then I immediately send it to everybody. And I'm like, you have to see this because it's so infuriating, but you can't turn away. It's like a car wreck. You just have to watch it.
Oh God, yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like it's gonna. I think that we're at that point now where people are just like, all right, motherfucker, can we just at least with people we know.
Yeah.
Like at least with people, because like you talk about hanging out with Phil Hanley for the listeners. He's a wonderful Canadian and a comedian and a wonderful comedian as well.
That, yeah.
Liz, well, you guys are on a podcast together.
We were.
Wait, did Phil?
I left the podcast probably like in November, December, because I was just getting too busy. It was like literally between the TV show and work, and it was just I was like 7 days a week, and I just couldn't find the time every week to like make it work. You were
the Jim Norton of keeping Joe.
Something like that. I mean, that's very nice, but
but like that. Okay, but when you see Phil in LA, or I'm sorry, in New York, in Manhattan, do you guys like? Do you keep your masks on, or is it like we both know we've been responsible?
I mean, Phil's always been a germaphobe.
Yeah.
So he's like
and a dyslexic.
Yeah, and a dyslexic. We'll get a cup of coffee, we'll hang out outside, and then like at first we weren't masking at all, and then when the mask became a rule, and like. Also, like people will we hang out at this one like plaza, this apartment complex that has this big Picasso like court statue in a courtyard, and it's like a lot of open space. And people will like shame you if you don't have a mask on there.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. But like if I take the dog out at night, there's nobody around. Like the streets are fucking empty, so I don't wear a mask, and I'm just like I'm 85 feet from the next person, so it's fine.
Yeah, that's sort of the thing about mask shaming that I'm like, well, I get it if someone walks into a bodega.
Yeah.
It's like I get that, but when you're on the fucking street.
Yeah.
And you're avoiding people, and like Caitlin, when we go out at night, it's like I'm not wearing a fucking mask.
No. The people that bother me are joggers that don't wear masks because they're breathing heavily, and I'm like,
yeah, and they're like,
good for me. Yeah.
Yeah, but joggers bother me in general. You know what I mean? Like, go run on a fucking river, or go run. Like, I'm not against the act of jogging. I'm against joggers jogging in public, like on public fucking streets, and acting like we're assholes for walking.
Yeah.
Or for getting in the way of their health.
Yeah, it's also like the bike riders that are bike riding on the sidewalk. I want to fucking kill them.
Yeah.
I hate that. And I ride my bike everywhere, obviously, but like, there's no cars out. Just be in the street.
Seriously.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
No, I've had my fucking flip outs about these fucking people, like riding, yeah, dude, like ride, and you can like, and you, if you ever look at them, because I will stare them down when I hear them behind me, you see it in their eyes.
They know.
They know they're
Yeah.
fucking breaking the goddamn law.
They
You know what I mean? Like, they're aware that they're being assholes, but
Yeah,
I can't. It bothers me. But that, I don't know. I mean, I hope to one day be able to shout at a biker without a mask on, and no one give me shit for shouting without a mask on. You know what I mean?
That's your future.
Yeah, just one day be able to be like, ride it on the sidewalk, ride it on the fucking bike lane, dude. And no one goes, excuse me, man, you should have a mask on. Like, I'm like, all right, fuck. But I think we are going to be like Japan or whatever now. Like, I think masks are just going to be, you'll see them. 20% of the population will just have them at all times.
It's like, it's here though. I mean, it's, you know, my sister's in Sacramento, and she called me yesterday and she FaceTimed me, and Phil and I were like walking through Soho, and she was like, what the fuck are you doing walking? I'm like, you have to wear a mask. She's like, not here, not in California. You know, she could go to Costco and not wear a mask or gloves or anything.
Really?
Yeah.
In Caitlin's a Southern California
Yeah.
person. They're way too like, there's like a thing about Southern California. I know there's a lot of legitimately like earnest people out there, but there's also this like, we care about each other, right, everyone? Right, everyone? Right? I wear gloves when I pat myself on the back. So like, it's like a very like, I'm caring about people, so all these people see me caring about all these people.
Of course.
But there are also some like legit, genuine caring people out there. I don't want to shit on. I don't want to be that guy anymore who shits on California. I used to be really, but that was just my own insecurities barking at me.
Yeah, I shit on LA quite a bit less than I used to.
Yeah, I mean, that's
But
easy.
Liz, you're from Miami.
I'm originally from New York, but I lived in Miami for a long time. My family's down in Miami.
And your heart's in Miami.
Yeah, 100%.
How are they doing that? I mean, like that? Because Miami, I know it's Florida, but it's not Florida. It's like like New Orleans is not Louisiana.
Yeah, it's like,
yeah,
Miami is like, it's like better New York in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Like, you walk out the door, or like you get off the plane and it's like beautiful tropical weather. You're always by the beach. There's, you know, I lived across the street from the beach when I lived there. You know, I lived on the water. Like, I'd wake up in the morning, walk the dog to the beach, the sunrise on the beach. It's just like, it's beautiful. And the people are very chill. Like, everyone's, you know, they want to have a good time. And it's just like a very chill Latin feeling, like very international city.
Yeah. I've still never been.
And then you could also go and shoot guns, which I love doing. And, you know, it's like, it's the South. Like, you still have this weird, like, South mentality. And there's that, like, weird dichotomy of, like, this is Latin America and it's also the South. Like, you can go 30 minutes to, like, inland in Broward, shoot all the guns you want, eat great fried chicken, and hang out and listen to country music and go to country bars. And then you are 10 minutes in the other direction and it's Cuban food and cafecito and empanadas, and you're, you know, in Latin America. So I love it. I love that.
Oh my God, I want all of those things right now. I miss traveling so much.
I know.
Yeah, I miss it. Well, that's what I love about southern cities, and why fucking pretentious, the pretentia of people from, like, you know, the Northeast or some Californians, where it's like, I think southern cities are more open-minded than, like, I think like New Orleans is a more open-minded city than like San Francisco now.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? Or like Miami or Atlanta, you know, or Houston, like all these, Austin, all these cities that are in these red states. In order to survive as cities, they've got to be very on their fucking toes, because they're dealing, you know, like, I don't know how it is in Miami, but I know, like, you know, New Orleans, you get 45 minutes outside the city and it's a different world.
Oh, I mean, Miami, you go 10 minutes in any direction and, like, you're in a totally different part of the world. It's amazing.
Dade, is that what it is? Dade County?
Dade, and then Broward is just north of it. That's like Fort Lauderdale and
Right.
Yeah, been there.
And then you get like, and that's what's so fucking interesting. Like Florida, that should just be a law, like do away with Law and Order. We've seen it all. Just have a new show called Florida and just let it have 25, 30 seasons, because it's such a, like, you go to the Panhandle and there are fucking redneck, borderline, like all the psycho Southern shit that's in the Panhandle. But then also you get to like Tampa and Orlando and then you start like, hey, what are all these Jews doing here? Right? And then south, more and more Jews, and then more Latin influence, and then it's all this like, and then the meth, and then all the like then alligators, and then like thousands, hundreds of thousands of college students.
Yeah.
Because you got all the big state schools there, and it's like, and it's this insane fucking psychotic, like, yeah.
I recently learned that the reason that like the Florida man trope exists is like because you're allowed to report on minor crimes, which most states like have legislation against. So that's why there's all these crazy stories that come out of Florida that's like, you know, a man tried to feed an alligator bagels, is like because reporters can report on this.
And it's also, it's really easy to Google like the sheriff's department. Like you can go onto the sheriff's department website and you see anyone that's in jail. Like you're getting mug shots, you're getting the full nine. Like it's great. Like their freedom of information, they're like, take it all.
You know how insane Florida is? We were late to the game watching Tiger King.
Uh-huh.
I was actually like somewhat shocked that it wasn't set in Florida. That's how insane Florida was. Like, this guy's not in Florida. He's in Oklahoma.
But Carol Baskin's in Florida.
What's that?
Carol Baskin is in Florida.
Oh, she's in Florida.
Yeah.
Ooh, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
love it.
Carol Baskin.
Love it. It's crazy. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like that's, I don't know. I said I've never been to Miami. I take that back. I was in Miami for one night because the beginning of this year, I spent the first week of this year doing stand-up comedy on an EDM cruise ship, which was an experience. But it was in Miami for one night. So I didn't really get to see, obviously, Miami. But, like, I'm just saying that's where there should be another Comedy Cellar.
Yeah. Everyone's like South Beach. But, like, South Beach is like, well, like,
no, you want downtown.
And, like, South Miami. I mean, it's fun. It's a good time.
I want to go so bad. The first time I ever went to Miami, I was like 16 years old, and we went on a show choir competition.
Whoa, dude! You sure you want people knowing this information? It's crazy. Wait, so Liz, your 5 words, which you shared with us, are family, dirty, Thanksgiving, Chinese, and lobby.
Yeah.
So here's what we think the story is.
Okay.
Family, obviously, you just talked about it. You got a big family. You're Italian and Latino, right?
I'm Italian and Irish.
What?
Yeah. My mother's Irish American and my father's Italian.
Why did I think Latin?
Because I speak Spanish fluently and I speak Spanish every day.
You do. There's the only thing that seems Irish about you is your ability to punch. And I've never even seen it firsthand. I just think, I'm like, Liz could probably hit pretty hard. Oh
yeah. And that comes from my father too. So
all right. Yeah. So there you go. We know you're family's important to you, right? Definitely. So for this is a little known fact about the Furiatis. For family gatherings, Thanksgiving specifically, y'all had a tradition where everyone lined up and told the dirtiest joke they could think of, right?
And that's how you decided the order of who got to eat first at Thanksgiving.
Right. And then that year, your sister, Sacramento sister, she comes in with this so dirty, but so offensive joke about Chinese people. Like everyone, even in the Furiatis, where y'all are dirty joke connoisseurs, everyone's like, Jesus. What's your sister's name again?
Laura.
Jesus Christ, Laura. Whoo! And everyone universally agrees you can't top that joke. It's the dirtiest joke we've ever heard. But
it was just too racist and bad. So she got to eat first, but you all decided she had to eat in the lobby.
Because, by the way, you have this gathering in the hotel. So Laura out-dirtied everyone, but had to eat alone.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you learned a great lesson where it's like, hey, you know what? It's lonely at the top. You know? That's what we think the story is. Are we close? Were we close at all?
I mean, it's honestly, there's a little bit in there, which is the violence part of it.
Okay.
So basically, my family every year, we've always traveled on Thanksgiving, and now we tend to all meet in one city and hang out for a few days before Thanksgiving and on Thanksgiving and celebrate together. And this
that's great.
Yeah, it's so much fun. Generally, like, the cities are dead. It's like the best time to go. We have great dinners. And so one year we went to San Francisco.
Okay.
We stayed, the Omni, like right up the block from the Punchline.
I do know that at Omni, because that's where they put you up when you do the Punchline.
Yeah, great hotel, great area. So that morning we went to Napa. Like, we did the full, you get the driver, you go, you drink all day, they drive you back.
Yeah.
We're right by Chinatown. So we have these huge Chinese dinner, beer, wine, place with the fish tanks. You pick your own fish. It was amazing. We go back to the hotel, go to the hotel bar. Clearly we've been drinking all day. This bartender makes the best dirty martinis.
Yeah.
So we shut the bar down. We walk to the lobby, and it's like this the hotel's beautiful. It's like this old historic hotel in the middle of downtown San Francisco. My sister says something to me. I'm like, shut up, bitch. I turn around. My sister, in the middle of the lobby, takes her hand and winds up and whap, slaps me across the face. You could hear it outside. Like, the person at the bell desk dropped something.
Jesus.
They thought it was, they didn't know what was, they thought it was either a domestic dispute. And then I just started hysterically laughing for 5 minutes straight. Which
is a more terrifying response?
Me laughing hysterically after shit. I mean, her hand was printed on my face.
Yeah. That's a dirty martini slap.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it was great. Her hand was bruised the next day. It was amazing. It was really amazing.
I mean, that's a great point of bragging, is my face bruised her hand.
Yeah. It was definitely a classic, Furiati moment for us.
Now are you and Laura close? Are you guys tight?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, now it's honestly, I've been thinking about just getting on a plane and going to Sacramento and hanging out and getting out of town.
Really?
Yeah. But
who's older?
I am.
Does she have kids or anything like that?
She lives with her boyfriend. They have a 3-bedroom house, and it we're FaceTiming all the time and chatting, and she's in her backyard, and they're grilling, and they have plants, and it just looks so beautiful, and the weather is beautiful, that I'm I don't know, do I just get on these 2 dumb connecting flights and go out there and just hang?
Yeah, Sacramento's definitely not a direct flight city.
No.
Yeah, it's definitely not
We should all road trip out there, because my brother and his wife just bought a house in San Jose.
Yeah.
They're in Oakland, and we FaceTime with them all the time, and I'm it's so nice out there.
Yeah. It's
actually,
what's the point of being in New York right now? What is the point?
Seriously. It's just it's especially this past week, it was shitty weather all week. Everyone was in a shitty mood. I'm I'm over it.
I wanted to text Esty or email Esty and be like, hey, Esty, if we can prove that we spent at least 6 weeks in New York during the quarantine, can we all get 5 more minutes? Can we all do 20-minute sets if we proved we were here for longer? Because we did it.
That's it. It's do I ditch? I don't know.
Well, I mean, the idea of a road trip, that is something I think you're going to start seeing more of too. Being hey, we know we've all been safe. Let's get in a fucking rent a Subaru
Yeah.
And it's safer than flying right now,
Yeah.
probably. I mean, that the reason I ask if you and your sister are close though is because like because I have 3 younger siblings who we're all very tight, but I would have no problem open slapping either of them, and I would have no problem being open hand slapped by either of them because I love them and they love me. Like you have to love.
100%.
Yeah, there's a
The
level
most
of like.
likely possibility is that Elise would slap you. That's what.
Yeah, my youngest sister reminds me a lot of you, Liz. Y'all are both just like fire. Like y'all are both fire people. Like you're made of fire. You know? Like, yeah, she does. I don't think you've ever met because every time
I don't think so.
she's been here, yeah, but y'all are made of fire. But like, yeah, like that's a sibling relationship. It's weird when people, I guess some people don't get that, but it's like, yeah, like you love that person. That's why you hit them so hard / get hit by them.
Yeah.
Because
And
you're
then laugh about it. And then
laugh about it.
Funniest thing in the world in front of a huge Christmas tree, like somebody, you could hear the go through the lobby. It was amazing.
That is, and that San Francisco Chinatown is Hong Kong. It is. It's like when I was in Hong Kong in 2018, yeah, and it was like this feels a lot like you guys got this idea from San Francisco almost.
Our Uber driver was like, no, go here. It's down the stairs. It's like, it's this very like woe hop feeling place that we went to. You're just like, oh, this is just, it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was great.
San Francisco is one of those cities I wish would get hit with like a real bad case of the middle class.
Mm-hmm.
Just to bring it back down to earth, you know what I mean? Like, because it is such a beautiful, marvelous city that is way too wealthy.
Yeah,
and
it's
full of
like everyone is just.
Yeah.
It's too corporate. It really is. It's
really too corporate.
So corporate. It's like everyone is, like this is what we're doing, and we all have this money, and this is our pretty houses. It's like nobody is, there's no real people there, sort of.
Yeah, it's so sad how much it's changed because it was like this bastion of like gay pride and like cool music, and it's insane how corporate it is now.
Yeah. If you go, and I haven't been in years, but the last time I was on the corner of Haight and Ashbury, there was like a Ben and Jerry's and like a coffee leaf and tea bean. You know what I mean? It was like two like franchise. I was like, this is Haight Ashbury though. Also, didn't realize Haight was spelled differently. It was seriously like in my head the whole time. I was like, of course, a love movement started on Haight Street because it's like ironic or sarcastic. Like Haight Street, we're gonna love each other instead. That's what I truly expected and thought for years, and then got there and was like, oh, that's a different. Well, I'm a fucking dweeb.
Yeah.
Jesus.
There you are.
Yeah, I miss you and everyone so much, and I think it's really fucking amazing the Birbiglia thing for the.
It's insane. I mean, everybody has been so ridiculously generous. Louis gave that was
outlandishly. I was like, wow. Yeah.
CK donated $30,000 to the staff of the Comedy Cellar, and then he donated another 25 to Ray Allen has like a GoFundMe for New York City comedians. So another 25 to that. So like within the course of, a week, he gave $55,000 to the staff and comedians. But I mean, everybody.
Yeah.
A lot of I looked through the names and so many regular customers that I know their names that, I've seen emails from them and things like that over the years donated, and every comedian, it's been really, really generous. And then also the live stream, we do the live stream every night.
Yeah.
So it's been so good. I see everybody's faces every night. Which has been really nice.
The live stream is fun. I've done some live streams where you're just like, all right, this is a lot, but like the Cellar ones are always very like, because everyone is generally like you see connection between people, and you get to watch. It's
good to see your friends and hang out, and it's good to talk shit about each other. It's like sitting at the table, and we did one, and Artie was on, and every time Artie would say something, everyone would be like, "Shut up, Artie! Shut up! Artie. Tell us about it. Shut up!" I mean, it was just, it's fun, and I do like a lot of times I do laugh out loud watching them. So,
Dude, that would be.
I never thought I'd miss Artie, but I miss Artie.
I mean, don't say that out loud. But, I get it.
Artie will appear if you say you miss him 3 times.
So true. So true.
Artie will appear. In fact, I do miss Artie because hey, Artie, we all need money right now. You generous son of a bitch.
Yeah. Seriously.
I did not know. I knew Louis gave a shit ton to the staff, and that's amazing. I didn't know he also gave a chunk. To the taking care of comedians thing. You got to hit Ray up, get a piece of that. But like, that is such a like. I think about that shit all the time because I fantasize about finding suitcases full of money, and that is straight up like seriously. I know this is so fucking dumb, but every time I have that fantasy, I always think like, well, how much would I just give away?
Yeah.
Because I would love to be that guy, just like showing up and just like, open your hand, tell me when.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I'm buying lotto tickets, and then I'm like, Brandon, we win this. This is we're going to New Orleans. We're buying a house. That's it. It's done.
Dude.
I miss Brandon so much.
all I want from when everything starts moving again is you and Branson, and I want to be us all in New Orleans at the same time.
Oh my God, yes. Yeah.
Because there's a lot of madness to partake in. Like my family's doing like a mini jazz fest right now because Jazz Fest got
canceled. Them on Instagram, like and I saw that because for some reason either you tagged or something, and I clicked through and I was like, oh, I gotta follow this. Yeah,
and it's like that. It's kind of inspiring to me because it's like, all right, let's start there, everyone.
Yeah.
Let's start having events where we prove we can be around each other again, and then get back to being us. You know?
I'm ready. I think I'm ready.
You're ready. I think you were ready. I think we were all ready. Like I think we were all like willing to do this because we were that ready to just get over with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like let's just do this so we'll be fine in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I said that. There's a tweet of me saying that like 2 weeks, everyone, and we're back to.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, oh, yeah, 2 weeks. It'll be fine, 2 weeks. And then it was like, oh, no, the end of the month. And then it was like, oh, no, the end of next month. And then it was May 15th. And I'm like, oh, my God.
No, this is just life now.
This is crazy.
I mean, Liz can be fan. You're at the Cellar.
Yes.
Obviously, you run that piece.
Yeah.
And do you have anything you want to plug? Do you have anything you want to?
Watch the Comedy Cellar nightly.
Yeah, definitely do that. It's fun as hell. It's awesome.
We post about it on Instagram every night, and the link's on Instagram, but it's Comedy Cellar nightly on YouTube, and that's every night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And it's fun. It's just like a lot of comedians getting together, different comedians every night, and just talking shit and seeing what's going on. And, sometimes it's really serious, and sometimes it's political, and sometimes it's just a shit show and a great time. So
yeah,
it's fun to watch.
Watch, and also I would say watch this week at the Comedy Cellar.
Yeah.
While Comedy Central is still around.
Still exists. So sad.
But also, if that goes away, just stay tuned for the I've said the Comedy Cellar just YouTube channel where we just put out our own stuff.
Yeah, I mean, people are sending me things, and they're like, "Can you put it on Instagram?" And I'll put whatever on Instagram, and people are creating things, and there's a lot of great stuff. I love it. Yeah,
and I swear to God, I'm gonna fucking direct a short film about a bunch of shitty comedians who rob the managers at the Cellar for the cash on a Friday night and use the money to buy plane tickets and fly home. But I love you. I love seeing you. I'm glad you're doing okay.
Miss you guys.
I miss you. I miss your face.
Out. I miss like late nights. I miss like talking shit. I miss it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Let's organize a wine walk around Manhattan.
Yeah.
With people we know. Yeah.
Yeah.
And check out all the stuff on the Cellar. Liz, thank you so much. It was awesome seeing you and talking to you.
Thank you.
All right, and holler at you soon. Bye.
Bye.
For a city that never sleeps, pretty quiet now. You know this city will break you down and then build you back up in its image. Or at least that's what a homeless man in a tutu told me once on St. Mark's Avenue. He then started skipping away while operatically singing just the word fart. He was like, fart, 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 and he was actually pretty good. Never thought I'd say it, but I miss the dance crews and mariachi bands on the subway. Never thought I'd say it, but I miss the conductor announcements that no one ever understands on the subway. Yeah, I miss those subway moments. Like I once saw two big poets enter into the same subway car but from opposite sides, and they locked eyes, and it was very clear that they were rivals and they should not be in the same subway car. And then they had a rap battle on the side.